great was
Lamar Jackson.
Hey,
they was hyping up the line so much.
Yeah.
Let's keep it real. There was like defense almost best in the league, and y'all just went in there and just crushed them.
Well, they had the number 2
36.
offense too. They had a top 10 defense and a top 10 offense.
Slaughtered them.
Yeah,
Slaughtered
it
them.
was a beatdown.
So let me break this down for y'all. I love the people that say Lamar's a running back. There's 2 quarterbacks in the history of the National Football League who have had 3 games with 150 plus QBR. Tom Brady and Lamar Jackson. Nobody else, not Patty Mahomes, not Peyton Manning. No, Tom Brady and Lamar Jackson. Okay, listen, the kid right now is on pace for his best season ever. Think about how crazy that is.
He's already an MVP.
Right, and not only that, he was one of only 2 unanimous MVPs.
Who's the other one? Cameron?
I can't remember who it was. I think it was Brady. I think.
Either way, that's very impressive.
Yeah. I mean, listen, we're talking about 2 times that the MVP board has said, look, we can't discuss this. It's Lamar. You know, that's how good he is. There's more. I can tell you so many more stats with this guy that would boggle your mind. He's so much more than a running back. Now he's got help. We got a young man named Zay Flowers who can take the top off of defense. Then we got Mark Andrews who does all that underneath stuff that you love. Running back, we got it all. So let me ask y'all, did you see the superstar game last night, Philly versus the Dolphins?
Yeah.
I didn't watch it.
It was a battle of quarterbacks.
I heard
in
it
my
was a
opinion.
great game.
I did see
It
bits
was.
and
And
pieces.
Jalen
That
Hurts
game
came
was
out on
crazy.
top.
Yeah, it was a great game. I rarely watch any other game but my Ravens, and I sat there and watched that whole game. It was a battle. I will say Miami got a little bit out muscled. What I was saying about Miami earlier in the year is they're a bit of a finesse team. You know, they're pretty, they throw passes, their routes are precise, etc. And if somebody comes in and punches them in the mouth, throws them off a little, and that's what Philly did. Philly's defensive line roughed them up.
That game got me thinking that they could definitely beat San Francisco.
I think so too.
If they come across in like the NFC Championship, they're going to beat them.
What do you think?
They're both physical teams.
San Fran is.
Yeah.
They are.
They're both physical teams.
Nick Bosa's still killing it out there, ain't he?
Yeah, he is.
I'll tell you this. I think my prediction, too early prediction, y'all. In the NFC, we see San Fran versus Philly in the championship game.
That's good. Yeah.
In the AFC, I'm going my Ravens versus the Kansas City Chiefs. AFC championship
How about
game.
them Browns? Are they on the come
We
up?
don't want to hear that.
Hey, listen. Let me say this: the Browns gonna Brown.
I've never heard somebody say that.
No, I mean,
What about, hey,
we're
what about
talking
the
about
Browns?
Nobody said that.
I ain't
talking
never
about
heard
Nobody
Browns this
said
season.
that.
Listen, I'll say this: the Browns are a little tougher, but let's not forget. Just a couple weeks ago, we beat the brakes off of them by double digits. Okay, the Browns gonna Brown. Okay, they're gonna be who they are. Deshaun Watson has not looked. Do you realize this guy got like $250 million guaranteed? Every penny guaranteed.
That was crazy because he's been off for a couple of years.
I know. I wouldn't have risked that kind of money.
Yeah, me neither.
And so far, do you guys feel like they've gotten a return on their investment?
No, not at all.
I mean, come on.
That's a lot of money. You better be performing.
Listen, okay, speaking of that, this will tell you how good Lamar is. When he signed his $250 million contract in the offseason, a lot of Ravens fans, man, we overpaid. We're going to regret this for life. I feel he was worth every penny and then some. If you take Lamar off our team right now, we don't look like we look. And you want the proof, his backup, who, shout out to him, he's pretty good, Huntley. Huntley looked decent last year, but we didn't have the explosiveness that we had with Lamar under center. So, you know, I just say this. There's a reason some guys are starters and some guys are backups. What about them Giants? Y'all did win this weekend.
Yeah, we had Tyrod Taylor starting
Who'd you
against the
play?
Commanders.
Commanders.
Yeah. Get rid of Daniel Jones is the first thing that I'll say, because Tyrod Taylor scored the same amount of touchdowns in the first quarter than Daniel Jones has all season. I don't know why we're
What?
paying the man what we're paying him. We're paying him $120 million.
You remember Tyrod, right?
Yeah, he was
That-
nice.
he was
back
with
in the
us.
day.
Yeah.
Isn't he a journeyman? He's been on like
Kinda.
5-6 teams.
We drafted him, right?
Yeah.
And let me tell y'all, when we drafted Tyrod Taylor, it was right at the time Flacco was struggling a little bit, and a bunch of people was like, man, play Tyrod, play Tyrod, play Tyrod. Well, what happened was we ended up trading him and getting a little bit of draft capital out of him. I believe he went to Buffalo.
Yeah.
He goes to Buffalo, did okay up there, was the starter for a little bit. He's getting old, he's 34, almost 35.
A lot of injuries too. Yeah.
But what you said, all right, let me rewind. I agree, but I gotta ask, how old is Danny Dimes?
He's young. I mean, this is his third year.
Daniel Jones is young. Yeah, this is third year. I'm not gonna look his age up, just trust us on that. Let me say this. Back in the day, this is 100% fact, y'all. A quarterback that was drafted did not start for 5 years. When they drafted a quarterback in the 60s, 70s, they sat. They sat on the bench and they took notes until they felt they were ready. Now,
They just put him in.
they throw them in,
Yeah.
okay? And they're not always ready. I'll give you an example. There's only a couple quarterbacks to be rookies and go to an AFC championship game. Joe Flacco's one of them, Ben Roethlisberger, and Mark Sanchez. Those are the three. Think about that. 3 out of how long? The point is this. Most rookies don't come in and just light it up. Give the guy a chance. Now, you've been a Giants fan for a while.
Yeah.
You know it better than anybody. You think he just looks beyond repair?
It is beyond repair at this point. It might just be because our offense is so new and we got a couple of rookies coming in, but still, I'd just like to see him on a different team, honestly. See how he does with a good core.
Well, you know what's sad? Sometimes a great, talented quarterback can be thrown in the fire. You guys will be way too young to remember this, but the Texans, many years ago, drafted a young man named David Carr. David Carr had all the intangibles of a super quarterback. He had an arm, he could throw the ball 90 yards. He could move, he could scramble on the quarterback, he had a high IQ. He could do it all. The Texans throw him in behind a horrible O-line. Horrible in his rookie season. He got sacked, picked off, sacked. Here's what happens. That breaks a young QB's confidence. Okay? And, you know, if you're a young QB, think about this. You know, it's one thing, we've played backyard and we've played high school. Look, you go out there with the pros. These guys want millions of dollars, making millions, and they're looking at you and all the team looking at you like you're the problem and you're costing them millions of dollars, and what is going on? So, you know, ultimately, I think that that can be a big factor in it. They throw a young quarterback in too soon, and it can break their confidence and
Yeah.
really mess with
I
them.
feel like the same thing's happening to Zach Wilson right now
I do too.
from the Jets.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I feel like as a general manager, you should focus on the line first if you want a superstar quarterback.
Yeah.
Look, the old saying, they always said it starts in the trenches. Build your line, both defense and
I was
offense,
about to say.
and you're going to go for it.